souls get saved. But the other thing that I've seen lots of souls get saved through was a service like a power team type setting that of someone who's really strong and they break things. People come out. Men love to see that. I don't know the ladies like it as much as the men like it, but men really like to see it, and they think, I could do that. Let me tell you, I've tried it, can't do it. Don't try it, you'll get hurt, okay? Steve Carrier called a week and a half ago, and he said, Pastor, went to the doctor. They're taking me off of the field for right now. He said, I got some issues. I've got some blood pressure problems, and the doctor does not want me doing this. And I thought, oh, no, he's canceling on me. I mean, all I could hear was, so I'm not coming, I'm canceling. But he didn't. He said, listen, I don't want to leave you in a bind. And he said, I've called some friends, and I found someone. He's going to be there. Okay. As long as he comes and breaks bricks, that's all that matters. At that time, that's what was on my mind. I thought, man, we spent so much money in this crusade, and to cancel it now would be tragedy. That'd be a lot of lost money. And so I heard his voice, and I was still in the flesh. And I was like, okay, well, we can handle this. And then I met Josh. Big Josh. I was scared to death when he rolled into town. My phone said at 4:17 in the morning that he had just got into town. I was like, oh no, what did we get? A guy that's got to be ready to go at 10 o'clock and he's just getting here at 4 o'clock and he's been, what in the world has God sent to us? It scared me. Brother, I was scared. He said, yeah, he left me a text message, said, I just got into town. Can we put off breakfast this morning and not go to breakfast? We lined up breakfast. And I said, sure. Well, I didn't even wake up enough to tell him. I just put. But I got to meet him. Now, I got to tell you something. This is still part of your introduction. I'm so glad God sent him. I'm so glad. Now, I love Brother Carrier, and don't you dare tell him I said this. All right? Don't you dare tell him I said this. But I'm so glad it was you and not him. I love him. But I know what this church needs. And this church didn't need Steve Carrier. This church needed Josh Whisneant. This church needed you. Some of you may be wondering why I would say that. Steve Carrier's a man of about 6'4", probably 325. He's a massive man. He looks like a wrestler. Man, I'm telling you, this guy, and he talks like a wrestler. I mean, he's just a wrestler. I'm just telling you like it is. That's what he is. But God brought us a man that's broken. And I'm so glad he did. God brought us a man that's doing so much with what he has. I've seen people try to meet up to a certain place because that's what they're supposed to do. But I'm telling you, this man is a broken man. And that's who God uses the best. God uses the broken better than anyone else that I know of. Let me tell you, when he first got into my pickup truck, Josh could barely get up in the truck. And this is probably going to be part of his sermon. I don't mean to steal his thunder, but he could barely get up in my truck because his hips are so far gone. His hips, he can barely walk. Now, some of you are going, but yet he came here. He's doing this as a favor to a friend. And he got up in my truck, and I thought, oh, Lord, how's he going to be able to do this? I mean, I've seen these guys. They got to, I mean, this guy's got to be, in order to break that stuff, he's got to be body and shape or he can't do it. And he got in the truck and he could barely get in there, and I'm like, oh, Lord. And then I saw him do the feats of strength. And I saw effort. And I saw determination. I didn't see a guy that this came easily to. I saw a guy that given it his all so he could break a bat. A guy who was giving it his all so that he could tear the phone books. A guy that was giving everything he had. A guy that was putting it all on the table so that he could do what he was called to do. And out of it, Josh, I am kid you not, out of it we have seen 17 people come to Christ. Now I call that success. I call that success. Let the world call it what it wants to. Let anybody in this church call it wants to. But you and I both know names were added to the Lamb's Book of Life. And it was because God is using a broken man to win the lost. God used Peter. God used Paul. And I know those were broken men. And God's using this broken man. A cancer survivor. Needs double hip replacement. But don't think you can take him. He's got cannons. He's got cannons. And he knows how to use them for the glory of the Lord. Would you give our guest speaker this morning a broken man for the cause of Christ? Give him a great big Tyler First Assembly welcome as he comes and delivers God's word.